Hi and welcome to Take Time to Create. My name is Linda and this is where we take time out of our everyday lives to create new and wonderful things. Today we're going to do a canvas collage. Well, it's a collage on a canvas board. There we go. This has some really cool techniques for the background, and I'm really starting to explore my collaging and really getting into this medium, and I'm really enjoying this art form. So come along with me and let's get to collaging. So here's the canvas panel that we're going to work on for the collage. First we're going to paint the background. And I'm just going to grab some acrylic paints and I swirl it around. And then I have a stencil that I'm going to use as well. And then I'm going to stamp with some stamps on the background. And I'm going to use just regular acrylic paints to do the stamp or the background for there, and then the stencil, regular acrylic paints. I'm going to use a baby wipe to kind of wipe it away. And I'm going to stamp with Ranger Archival ink. I'm just going to kind of speed it along so that you know what's going on, but I wanted to let you know what I'm doing. So yeah, this is gonna be really cool. And then we'll get to the collage part, but I wanted to get a background first. Check out how cool this is. So just by using a baby wipe on the acrylic paint, you get this really cool texture and this really cool looking background. All right, dry it, and then we're gonna add some more. All right, background is done. Acrylic paint, stamps, and some splatters. Everything needs to be completely dry before we add the collage on top of it. So I'm going to dry it with the heat tool real quick, and then I'm going to grab my collage pieces and get them all ready before I put them on here. All right, so I have some collage pieces here, and I've just cut these out of magazines. And so I have this one, it's Saturn. And I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife and cut around the rings here, or this inner part. I don't want the space to be showing through. And you want to cut these kind of close to the edge, and you want to be careful. Take your time when you're cutting your collages. It's not a race. You just want to make sure you've got good clean edges, just like this. And I hope I didn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this on my collage, and I did cut through here so that this guy, I don't know what's going on, but I love this guy. He's pretty great. He's going to go right here, kind of peeking out of my Saturn like that, and I have to trim up some edges on him. We have some antlers for his head, just like this, and they're a little long, so I'll need to trim those up. And then I've got this, I'm not sure, this head he's going to be holding in his hand. And a technique I use for collages is that tucking things in. So you can see his hand is holding it, but I cut the fingers. I need to make it a little better. So I'm going to be trimming all of these. It's kind of a tedious process, so I will speed this up. You don't need to see all of it. It's just trimming and trimming and trimming. If you want to see me slow down and show you all of it, then okay, but I just think that it's a long process. So I'm just going to very gently and carefully cut out the pieces that I don't need, and then get it ready, and then I will put on the background and I'll show you all of that. And I use wet adhesive for the background. I might use dry for this because it's kind of flimsy. We'll see. I might use double sticky tape. Usually I use like Mod Podge, but we'll see. I am going to be painting over it, so I might need to do a gesso over it. So I'm just going to kind of play it by ear. I don't have the answer quite yet, but there we go. So let me trim up all my pieces, and then we will be able to assemble all of this, and it's just gonna look so cool when it's all done. Love it. All right, all my little pieces are cut out. Take your time with them. It's not a race. And the antlers, I have to say, took forever, but they're worth it. So take your time, cut them out. And now let me get my canvas, and I'm gonna make sure it's 100% dry before we adhere these on. But let me go get my canvas. So this is all dry now, and I have, I'm gonna move this. This is just a map that I had underneath. I don't need it now because it's all dry and I'm not painting right now. So yeah, the lights are kind of shiny on it, but I really like how this turned out. I like the background. Let me see if I can move my light just a little bit. You need the bright lights, but they get super, super shiny. Okay, so now we want to kind of place our elements on here. All right, so how are we gonna do? So I'm glad I cut that out. That looks really good. So what I think I'm gonna do, I want him all the way on the side. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start adhering down. I'm just going to use double sticky tape, and that's because I've got things lapping and overlapping each other that I don't know if the wet and medium, like a Mod Podge or like a gel medium, I don't know if I could get things, you know, in there in time. So I'm gonna just kind of put some double sticky tape down, and I'm not gonna do it down here yet. And that's because I need to tuck in my guy there, but I can go all the way on Saturn's rings over here. And I want enough that it's really gonna secure down, because I wanna make sure that it stays. Oop, and when it sticks, it sticks. Let's see here, now let's keep on going. Get all the way to the edges if you can. And since this curves, I'm gonna have to cut it into two pieces. So that's what I'm gonna be doing now, is I am going to be adhering the collages together. So collages are really fun. And what you wanna do with a collage is create a focal point. So my focal point, and I found this Saturn first. This was what I found first, and this is what I knew what I wanted to do. So then I kind of built on it. And since I've got my guy here, which I love this guy, I'm creating where my eye kind of goes this way, because this is the way my Saturn is. And then I'm just going to go this way, and I'm going to kind of go up. So I'm leaving the rings blank, and I'm kind of building there. So you want to build a scene, build a story with it. And this guy's kind of the man in the Saturn. Although there is no man in Saturn, but that's what he is. So yeah, that's the first thing we're gonna do, is put down Saturn. And I have really been getting into collage lately. I am just loving it. It is so much fun. Okay, first I'm gonna do, oh, I shouldn't have done that one. Oh, well, I found all these National Geographics. I was at Who Gives a Scrap, and they got in a huge donation, and I was thrilled to pieces, and they had some other magazines. And I have just been getting way into it. So be prepared for a lot of collage projects coming up. I just think they're so much fun. And I wanted this on a canvas because it was a little more sturdy than an art journal page, but they will be in art journal pages. But I just find that I can really be really super duper creative with a collage, and I'm loving it. All right, so what I want to do is kind of position this, and I had to trim off the edge here. It didn't quite fit, but that's why we trim. Okay, so now let's get this guy. I just love him. He's just so fabulous. I think he just works perfectly in there. And I'm not going to tape his hand, because the hand is going to hold this little head, and I'm not sure, I don't remember what issues I got things out of. I don't remember a lot of these things, but I just love them all. Find photographs that you love, find things that work, advertisements work. I love the like a car ad, and I love Coca-Cola ads, and whatever you find. Oops, that had come off. Oops. Oh, that didn't work. Kind of a mess going on. I love just about anything that works, and just look for colors. You want things to kind of be cohesive and go together. And I knew all of these are about the same vintage, so that they work really well together. And I wanted a bright blue background, something bright to contrast what I was doing on the inside. So let me get another piece, a bigger piece here. All right. So his little hand, I will add more. I can get his arm, but his little hand I'll have to get more in a little bit. Let's see here. So I'm gonna do the bottom first. I don't want a big sticky mess. So we're gonna unpeel the backing on the bottom part, then we'll tuck them in the rings, and then we will pull them out and do the top of them. I'm not sure if anybody would be interested, but I think I'm going to scan these and sell my collages as prints on my Etsy channel or Etsy store, whatever that's called. If you are interested in buying prints, and I'll probably put the original at some point up there too. If you are interested, let me know. Put it in the comments down below and let me know. I think they're really fun. Okay, so I want to kind of tuck him in there. Come on, little guy. All right, so we've got, so we don't want his arm, his hand sneaking out, and we want to put him all the way on the edge, just like that. Oh, he looks so cute. Look at that. Okay, so I've got some more to peel off, and if anybody's interested in buying the originals too, just let me know. And you're like, oh, I'd like the original, but there's only one original. So eventually that will be sold, but then you can let me know. Because I've got this one too. I don't like how it all adhered down. I'm not exactly thrilled with that, but I do love the collage, so I think I'm going to make prints of that. It just might be fun to have them out there, have them available, maybe make them into stickers or something. I don't know. I just thought that'd be kind of fun. Okay, so we can put the top of the hand down like this part. So don't be afraid to flip around your collages. Don't be afraid to flip your paper. So I can do, okay, let's see here. I can do this part. I can do this part. I think I might do a teeny tiny bit on the thumb. All right. So let's put the rings down. Those antlers are going to be kind of a tricky thing to put down, but I will figure it out. They're gonna need lots of little tiny pieces. I might find some wet glue for those. It might work out better. Oops. Put that ring down. Oh, look at that. Look how cute that is. Okay. I don't know if collages are cute, but I love it. All right, let's put the head down. This ancient artifact. I'm not exactly sure where it came from or any of that. If you happen to know, put it in the description box or the comment section down below. I love learning. Love it, love it. But he just needed something in his hand. It was just kind of blank. So just find pieces that you like together and just kind of start stacking them up. I have a little section of things that I'll cut out. I leave backgrounds if I like those. There are other things that I, let's see here. So I've got this little pile that, you know, I cut out things that I like, and if I need to put them on something, I do, and I just kind of keep a pile of them because you can't keep everything. So there are some things that I do that way because it just gets to be so much. Other things I keep big ones, like for instance, I'll keep this big background because I like the whole thing. So you just kind of play with it. See what you got, see how you do it, see what you like. So for the antlers, I'm going to try this Zig two-way glue. I haven't used it in a long time. I may be dried up, but these are just so tiny. I don't want to use anything but glue. Let's see here. Oh, I think they go like this. There we go. Head and backwards. I want to make sure I use some of a wet glue just because there's so much going on. So we're kind of hanging off the edge here, which is fine because I'll just trim it because these will get kind of loose and I don't want them to get broken. So I will trim those off, but that's okay, because it kind of gets your eye off the page, and I really like that. Okay, so let me do this. Let me grab my map. I use maps all the time, and then they make great backgrounds. And then we're just gonna kind of glue, get all of it. I need some more wet glue. I will put that on my list. I'm trying to use up what I have for glues. Some of this might be dried up because I use a lot of gel mediums. And that would work too. These aren't very big, so it's not gonna really wrinkle if you use a gel medium. But I think this will work just fine. Okay, stick the antler like this. Just like this. And I am going to trim it off. There we go, cool. One down, let's get the other one. All right, so I've got the clear gesso on. It wrinkled up things a little bit, but that's what happens. So now I'm going to take some paint pins, and I'm gonna have a little, I've got just some Craft Smart paint pins, and I'm just going to kind of outline things and add detail and just really kind of beef it up, because I like to do that with everything that I do. I don't leave well enough alone. I've got some black ones. I have a white one. So we'll just kind of play it by ear and see what I do. I'm not exactly sure how it's all going to turn out. I'm just gonna kind of just play and see what happens with these paint pins. Just add a little more detail with my collage. Now there are collage purists out there who don't do anything like this. They just collage, and those are unbelievably gorgeous. I love them. I am not a purist. I'm a mixed media artist, so I tend to play and I tend to do more is better. That's kind of my realm. My thing is more is more, more is better. I love more. But if you're a purist, go for it. And if you want to add more, go for it. So really kind of whatever you want, whatever works for me. So yeah, let's just play. Let's just add things and see what happens. All right, so I think I'm all done painting, and when you feel like you're done painting, then I would just stop. I really kind of like how it's turned out. I used other things I had in my stash. I have these painter's markers. I had, you know, like I told you, the Craft Smart. I had a Winsor & Newton. So whatever you have works. Sharpies will work. Grab what's in your stash. Any markers should work, and just play with it. So now I'm going to add some of this small talk. I'm going to add some phrases from Tim Holtz, which I love. I love this one. It's always the small pieces that make the big picture. And I'm going to peel that off. Let's see here. I'm actually going to cut it in half. And okay, put that there. Take my white gel pen, and I'm going to kind of border it. So it looks like that, and there we go, it's all done. This is the completed collage. I will put up close pictures of it at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this collage, and I hope you enjoyed learning some different tips, tricks, and techniques for collaging. We're going to be doing some more of these this year, and I'm really enjoying it. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you know when I post new videos. You can find me on Instagram. I have two. I have Take Time to Create, which is all my crafty goodies, and I have Linda's Journey 78, which is my personal Instagram, so that's always fun. You can see what's going on in my personal life, which is always fun as well. And I also have Facebook and a blog. Feel free to follow along on any or all of them. I would love to have you. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.